The drama opens with Donggu waking to his phone ringing, only to discover their guesthouse water has been cut off for unpaid bills. Stressed, he argues with Jun Kai, who accuses him of pulling a prank when the shower stops. Donggu snaps back that they're broke because the promised customers never came, leaving him buried in loans. Angry, he storms off, but suddenly hears a baby crying. Behind the curtain lies an abandoned infant, shocking all three of them. Struggling with diapers, they finally succeed, deciding to hand the baby to the police if no one claims her. But Jun Kai and Dushik ditch the responsibility, leaving Donggu alone with the child. To make matters worse, his girlfriend So-ah calls to break up, criticizing him until he angrily throws away their couple ring. Meanwhile, Jun Kai lands a small drama role with a strict director who only communicates with finger signals. Guessing wrong during a misunderstanding, Jun Kai ends up kissing the director and gets fired. That night, the three friends feel hopeless about their dream project. But soon, curious guests arrive at their inn, drawn by the baby's charm, bringing in business. Just as they celebrate, the baby's mother, Yuna, appears. She admits she left her child because she couldn't afford food. They let her stay the night, though Seo-jin, Donggu's sister, panics when she sees her. The next morning, Yuna casually breastfeeds in front of them, embarrassing the men. She then asks for a breast pump, dragging the three of them to the market, where Donggu awkwardly spots So-ah with her new boyfriend. Later, Jun Kai fails again in his extra role and, after an embarrassing day in heavy makeup, even gets mistaken for a monster at the police station. At home, Yuna attempts to cook but poisons everyone with her terrible food. While searching desperately for a bathroom, Donggu runs into So-ah but is too flustered to speak. Seo-jin also struggles when her crush nearly discovers her secret, forcing her into a panic. To make So-ah jealous, Donggu pretends Yuna is his girlfriend, even staging a dinner at So-ah's boyfriend's restaurant. But he forgets Yuna's purse there, and when So-ah returns it, she sees the baby. After learning the truth, she angrily slaps Donggu. Donggu believes So-ah will never return to him and starts drinking heavily. Meanwhile, Seo-jin feels crushed when Si-hyun sees her facial hair, but he surprises her by saying he still wants to date her. At first she's happy, but soon she discovers his nasty habit of picking his nose until it bleeds and even trying to feed her with dirty hands. Grossed out, she asks him to stop, but when he refuses and insults her in public, they break up. Yuna, feeling sorry for Donggu, tries convincing So-ah to reconcile, but So-ah rejects her harshly. At the same time, Donggu starts flirting with Dushik's colleague. When Yuna finally drags So-ah to him, she finds him happily chatting on the phone and realizes she cared for him more than he deserved. So-ah coldly tells Donggu to move on, leaving him determined to chase his dream of producing films with Jun Kai as the actor and Dushik as the writer. Inspired, Yuna recalls her dream of becoming a rapper. Jun Kai, meanwhile, humiliates himself again. For a role, he gets a full body wax, only to discover the beautician was his girlfriend's younger sister. Things spiral when hot noodles burn his private parts, and the doctor treating him turns out to be his girlfriend's mother, causing his breakup. To make matters worse, he doesn't even get the role. Later, his jeans rip during a live commercial, but his funny expressions go viral online, giving him unexpected fame. He lands a film with a top actress, but she gets so lost in her role as a grieving mother that she nearly strangles him during a scene. Jun Kai is thrilled just to be on screen, though later he learns he only got the part thanks to his famous father. Elsewhere, Donggu takes a photography job at a baby's birthday party but ends up humiliated when Yuna, unable to resist, dresses her daughter in the baby's clothes, leading to them being thrown out. She breaks down, admitting she longs to celebrate her child's birthday properly. Touched, Donggu arranges a small party for Yuna's baby, Sol. Curious about Sol's father, he investigates but only finds an ex who cruelly accuses Yuna of lying for money. Furious, Donggu punches him, realizing he's starting to care deeply for Yuna. Wanting a fresh start, Yuna gives up on rapping and decides to open a bakery with Donggu's help. At baking school, she meets a man named Jun who shows interest in her, sparking Donggu's jealousy. But Jun's true nature soon shows. He makes unwanted advances toward Yuna, and even sneaks into her room to smell her clothes. Though Donggu exposes him, Jun brushes it off with excuses, leaving Yuna unaware of his real intentions. Jun continues acting suspicious, and when a girl's garment falls from his pocket, everyone throws him out. Meanwhile, a producer advises Dushik to write an erotic novel. Though uncomfortable, he forces himself to watch adult films for research. At the same time, Jun Kai loses weight for a role, only to be rejected because the original actor kept the part. Furious, he insults the director. Their problems grow when the landlord demands rent. To stall her, Jun Kai lies that Yuna has cancer, which moves the landlord so much that she arranges a wedding between Donggu and Yuna. But when she overhears the boys bragging about tricking her, she cancels everything and gives them a month to repay the expenses. Soon after, Donggu runs into So-ah, who is broke because her boyfriend ran off with her money. Pitying her, he lets her stay at their house, which makes Yuna uneasy. Meanwhile, Dushik's erotic script gets approved, but he's shocked to learn his childhood friend Bumi will play the heroine. During auditions, Jun Kai tries out and wins the role, which horrifies Dushik, since it means his best friend will film intimate scenes with the woman he loves. Finally, Dushik admits his feelings, and Jun Kai gives up the role, even handing over his script money to help with rent. Later, Yuna heads to the market, but Donggu stays behind to help So-ah, who injures her foot. When Donggu learns there's been a fire at the market, he panics and rushes to find Yuna. Relieved she's safe, he hugs her but hides his true feelings by saying he hugs anyone he worries about. Yuna, however, feels hurt when he starts ignoring her afterward. She apologizes in cute ways, even sending him playful videos, which makes him fall for her even more, though he pretends otherwise. At the same time, Jun Kai starts doing live streams, eating bizarre things for points, until he ends up fainting from stomach pain. Ironically, the stream goes viral not because of him, but because viewers catch Seo Jin shaving and Donggu practicing giving a coat meant for Yuna, which everyone mistakes as a gift for So-ah. So-ah, believing he still loves her, begins considering dating him again. Meanwhile, Bumi admits she never wanted to act in erotic films, but feels trapped after signing a contract. Wanting to protect her, Dushik promises to cover her debt himself, even trying gambling with Jun Kai to earn quick money. Unfortunately, they lose everything and end up broke on the streets. Back home, Donggu finally admits to So-ah's friend that his heart already belongs to someone else. She realizes Donggu likes Yuna and tells So-ah, who confronts him. His reaction confirms her suspicion, but before So-ah can reveal it to Yuna, Donggu begs her to stay quiet and even asks her to give Yuna the coat he bought. The next morning, Seo Jin notices Yuna struggling with housework and baby Sol, so Donggu insists she rest while he handles her chores. That night, he gently watches her fall asleep over her baking book and ends up dozing beside her, which Seo Jin teases them about the next morning. Meanwhile, Bumi tells Dushik he deserves someone better and reveals she's leaving for China to escape the stigma of being an erotic actress, leaving him heartbroken. Jun Kai finally gets a lawyer role, but after Seo Jin burns his wig by mistake, he's rejected. Angry, he sabotages her job interview with a cruel prank, which backfires. Later feeling guilty, he helps her land another interview, and when she gets the job, they celebrate and share a drunken kiss. That same night, Jun Kai accidentally breaks Donggu's beloved camera. While he only worries about the camera, Seo Jin thinks he's hinting at confessing the kiss, leading to hilarious misunderstandings. Eventually, they blurt out both secrets, angering Donggu, who forgives them but warns them to stay apart. Donggu then decides to confess to Yuna, but she rejects him, saying she doesn't like him. Heartbroken, he drinks outside, where So-ah comforts him. Just then, her gangster brother arrives, forcing her to lie that Donggu is her boyfriend to protect him. The brother believes it and insists on staying at their house for 2 days, terrifying Jun Kai, who once wronged him. To avoid being caught, Jun Kai hides in a cupboard, causing a string of comedic struggles to survive the brother's stay. Meanwhile, Donggu obsesses over why Yuna refused him, and Dushik encourages him to propose again, this time properly. Jun Kai pretends to be his own twin, but So-ah's brother demands to see the grave. Cornered, Jun Kai takes him to a riverside and says the ashes were scattered there. Moved, the brother cries, but when Jun Kai admits he's alive, he explodes in anger and beats him for stealing his girlfriend years ago. Meanwhile, So-ah chases her ex-boyfriend, but he runs away. Dushik stops him, gives him a beating, but still fails to recover her stolen money. To comfort her, he says money can be earned again, but dreams shouldn't be abandoned, encouraging her modeling hopes. At home, Donggu decorates the rooftop and proposes to Yuna again, but she coldly rejects him, saying nothing will change her answer. Heartbroken, he vows to stop liking her. Just then, So-ah's brother shows up with Jun Kai and realizes Donggu isn't really dating his sister. When he orders So-ah to leave with him, she bravely says she won't give up on her dream. Moved, her brother forgives her and supports her decision. Seo-jin's feelings for Jun Kai grow stronger, but he doesn't see her as a woman. A director who likes Seo-jin offers Jun Kai a role in exchange for setting him up with her. Jun Kai drags her to dinner with the director, where her loud shouting embarrasses her because of his poor hearing. Later, Donggu hears Yuna is at her chef's place and rushes over, jealous. When the chef gets stuck in the washroom, Donggu awkwardly helps him, leading to a hilarious moment. Seo-jin finally confesses her feelings to Jun Kai, but he cruelly rejects her, saying she doesn't seem feminine at all. She cries in private, but Donggu catches Jun Kai knocking on her door and, furious, beats him up. Meanwhile, So-ah admits she dreams of becoming a fashion designer, though Jun Kai mocks her. Dushik encourages her to study despite her struggles, though she keeps messing up words to sound cool. Donggu, exhausted from shooting, misses Yuna and visits her bakery under the excuse of work. He takes her to eat, but nearly falls asleep at the table from fatigue. Jun Kai later suffers after being trapped for days by a talkative announcer, but is thrilled when Seo-jin helps secure him a role. However, when he learns she agreed to date the director, he realizes he loves her and begs her not to go, promising to try loving her properly. So-ah accuses Dushik of being a bad teacher, and he snaps, calling her hopeless. Soon, Yuna's chef brings friends to stay at the house, which makes Donggu jealous. A drinking contest turns messy, and in his drunken state, he kisses Yuna repeatedly and even lifts her up in front of everyone. Meanwhile, Jun Kai struggles to see Seo-jin as anything more than a little sister, even during a romantic movie. Yuna later praises the chef for his skills with weapons, which sparks Donggu's jealousy again. He challenges the chef, trains with his teacher in secret, and prepares to impress Yuna by defeating him. Seo-jin and Jun Kai go on another date, where he admits he can't see her as a woman and asks for forgiveness. Hurt, Seo-jin kisses him, but Donggu doesn't notice as he rushes off to face the chef in a tense match. Using his teacher's training, Donggu finally wins for the first time, shocking everyone. The chef admits openly that he likes Yuna and vows to win her heart, which fuels Donggu's jealousy. Meanwhile, So-ah decides to start an online shopping business despite Dushik's warnings. She names him director of her mall and even pulls a crazy stunt in a live stream by making him eat dog bones to attract viewers. Donggu grows furious when Yuna spends more time at the bakery with the chef. At the same time, Jun Kai nicknames Seo-jin Baya, but panics when she insists on telling Donggu about their relationship, afraid of his temper. While sneaking kisses, Donggu nearly catches them, recognizing Jun Kai's coat. Seo-jin denies it, forcing Jun Kai to bring fake boyfriends to cover up, which only makes her exhausted. Tired of hiding, she wants to break up, but Jun Kai pleads he can't live without her. Their secret nearly spills when he drunkenly tries to confess, but Seo Jin knocks him out to protect them, convincing Donggu she'd never date him. Later, Donggu injures his foot, and Yuna takes care of him. Wanting her attention, he pretends to stay hurt. When the chef visits, he humiliates Donggu, mocking him and making crude jokes. Yuna eventually realizes Donggu was faking the injury, leaving him embarrassed. Meanwhile, Jun Kai proudly shows everyone his newly released movie scene. After watching Jun Kai's scene, So-ah mocks him, saying if he looks pathetic in a small role, he'll ruin a lead role. Angry, Jun Kai calls her a useless witch. Soon he gets offered a coffee commercial, shocking everyone, since such ads are only for big stars. That same day, So-ah insists on driving his beloved junk car, Rebecca. She drags Dushik along, but it's her first time driving. The car turns out to be completely broken, no brakes, no gear, and the ride turns into chaos. Both of them panic, even arguing over farting inside the car. When it finally stops, they fight over a single roll of toilet paper, leaving Dushik humiliated. Later, Jun Kai learns he was only meant to be a face on the coffee beans and feels relieved he didn't get the role. The next morning marks the 49th day since Olivia's death, and Donggu mourns with incense, still blaming Jun Kai. To distract him, Dushik creates a slider game, which they play happily. That night, Seo Jin introduces Jun Kai to her friend, but his childish behavior embarrasses her. She threatens to break up unless he stops acting silly, so he promises to behave. Back home, he struggles to keep his word, especially when Dushik asks him to play games. Meanwhile, Yuna's chef gives her money for her hard work, and she buys odd gifts for everyone. She even gives both Donggu and the chef matching hoodies, causing awkward tension. At a restaurant event, Donggu begs the chef to be his partner in a couple's game to win a camera. They win, but collapse from exhaustion, making everyone at home suspect they're a couple. Soon after, Jun Kai falls ill from stress. The doctor explains it's because Seo Jin stopped him from being playful. Realizing his happiness matters most, she allows him to be his silly self again, and he instantly recovers. Spring arrives, and Donggu starts planning to redesign the guest house with Seo Jin. But when Jun Kai secretly calls her out to meet, Donggu grows suspicious and follows. Not seeing her, he fumes, vowing to kill them if he catches them together. Meanwhile, Yuna is invited on a bakery trip with the chef, but Donggu, jealous and afraid of losing her, quickly announces his own trip plan. Seo Jin and Jun Kai secretly scheme to go away together, so they both lie about being busy. Though Donggu doubts them, Seo Jin boldly offers her phone as proof, and he reluctantly backs down. The next day, everyone heads out for a trip, but Seo Jin leaves first, pretending she has office work. Jun Kai drives his old car, which breaks down every half an hour, and the smell left behind by So-ah and Dushik makes Seo Jin uncomfortable. They finally arrive at a guest house, but Seo Jin panics when she realizes Yuna and So-ah are also staying there. To hide her secret, she wraps herself in a blanket and pretends to sleep. Jun Kai is equally shocked when he hears Donggu and Dushik, and hides under his own blanket. Since they chose the guest house to save money, everyone ends up sharing rooms. Soon chaos begins. Dushik feels sick and keeps vomiting, while So-ah loses her camera. When the others mistake Jun Kai for the thief under the blanket, Donggu pulls it off, exposing him. To cover, Jun Kai lies that he's there for a shoot, but worries Seo Jin might be discovered too. Meanwhile, Donggu accidentally injures the guest house owner by pulling a rope, so everyone is forced to work and cook instead of enjoying vacation. During grocery shopping, Donggu and Yuna pose as a married couple to get discounts, and Donggu even buys her a hairpin, which secretly makes her happy. Later, as Yuna gets drunk, Donggu carries her to the room, showing his soft side. At night, Jun Kai tries sneaking food to Seo Jin, hiding it from Dushik by pretending he's doing magic tricks. Seo Jin eats quietly, while Dushik drunkenly believes food is vanishing into thin air. But trouble grows when So-ah and Dushik almost spot Seo-jin asleep. Her hair and clothes make them suspicious, though they dismiss it after seeing a beard. Meanwhile, Jun-kai tries to smuggle Seo-jin out by hiding her in So-ah's bag, but mistakenly carries the wrong one. Chasing after the bag leads to a fight where So-ah's clothes fall into the water. Desperate, Jun-kai jumps in, screaming Seo-jin's name, and shocks everyone when she actually comes out of the bag alive. Dushik suspects Jun-kai hid Seo-jin in a bag using magic, but So-ah says the truth is different. When Dong-gu appears, Jun-kai panics and even shaves Seo-jin himself, promising to always support her. Meanwhile, Yuna borrows Jun-kai's old car for the bakery and accidentally hits a man. At the hospital, he demands money for his fractured leg, terrifying Yuna. She hides the accident, but when the man calls, Dong-gu picks up and confronts him. The scammer threatens police action, but before it escalates, the police reveal he's a con artist wanted for fraud. Relieved, Yuna avoids trouble, but Dong-gu feels inferior to the wealthy chef who also cares for her. Later, the chef plans to propose to Yuna, but when she loses the hairpin Dong-gu gave her, she becomes upset. Realizing her true feelings, the chef steps aside, encouraging her to be with Dong-gu. Yuna finally confesses her love, shocking Dong-gu, who never thought she'd choose him. Dushik sulks about being single, but Jun-kai jokes he should date So-ah, an idea both instantly reject. Dong-gu then takes Yuna to an amusement park, where he tries to act cool, but ends up crying and vomiting on her during a ride. Believing she dislikes him, he feels unworthy until he overhears Yuna admitting to Seo-jin that she gets nervous around him because she likes him so much. Overcome, Dong-gu cries, and Yuna reassures him of her love. Meanwhile, Dushik embarrasses himself proposing to So-ah's friend, who slaps him in public. Angry, he blames So-ah for the idea. Soon, So-ah begins designing ridiculous clothes for her online shop, forcing Dushik to wear them. Everyone laughs, calling him an alien. To cheer her up, Dushik secretly buys her clothes using fake accounts, but she eventually realizes the truth. Around this time, Yuna's ex and Saul's real father reappears, begging to return to their lives. Yuna rejects him, saying Dong-gu is the one she loves and who will raise Saul. Still, his gifts and wealth make Dong-gu insecure, though he refuses to give Yuna up. As feelings shift, So-ah realizes she's starting to like Dushik despite herself. At the same time, Jun-kai grows distant, prioritizing work over Seo-jin. Hurt, she breaks up with him, and Jun-kai drowns his pain in alcohol. But during his press event, Seo-jin appears, and Jun-kai begs her to take him back, promising to change. Watching them reconcile, So-ah and Dushik also begin to see each other differently. Before leaving for work in Dubai, Dong-gu plans a surprise for Yuna. As he says goodbye, little Saul calls him Dad for the first time, bringing him to tears. 3 months later, the group reunites while shooting a film directed by Dong-gu, with Jun-kai as the hero, So-ah as the heroine, Dushik as an alien, and Seo-jin behind the camera. But their bickering derails the shoot, and when security arrives since they lack a permit, they all run away together, ending the story with laughter.